Welcome to Season 3 of the Kayak Bass Connection podcast, the official podcast of the Southern Illinois Kayak Club Bass Tournament Trail. So I am your host, Jared. So very lucky tonight. We've got three of our best anglers with us. In today's episode, we are welcoming the top finishers from the Southern Illinois Kayak Club Tournament held in Sangchris Lake in Central Illinois back on June 7th. 2025. So this is just the third tournament of the year. It's just a lake that a lot of people were really looking forward to. They had a lot of big forecasted weights that might come out of that lake. Let's see how things turned out. So let's welcome our guest, Dalton Williams from Valera, Illinois. He is well known to everybody here, I think. Dalton is not only our reigning points leader, but also is our current angler of the year. Welcome back, Dalton. I know you've been on the podcast quite a few times.
Yeah, glad to be here again.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you here. And just a reminder, you won that tournament with 92.5 inches. We were talking earlier. Seems like it's been a long time ago, but just a few weeks. You also took home the big bass check. 21.5 inches. So I'm looking forward to talking about that big bass as well. So in second place, Larry Horn from O'Fallon, Illinois. Larry, you have been nipping on the heels of cashing a check in so many tournaments. I'm so happy to see that you got that done. Larry was able to cash a check with 91 inches in Sangchris. So that's awesome. Congratulations on your perseverance. It really paid off, Larry.
Appreciate it.
And then Darren Hemker, who should need no introduction. He's probably the most frequent guest by earning his way onto the podcast. From Germantown, Illinois, you finished third, only a half inch behind Larry with 90.50. Darren's always a threat every time he shows up. As soon as you see his Toyota pickup truck show up with that native in the back of it, you know you could be in trouble. So great to have you back on the podcast, Darren.
Thanks for having me.
But so, and this is a little bit unusual for me because I was not at this tournament. We're delayed because I had a nice long vacation. So we're getting back on our regular schedule now. So you guys are going to have to really walk me through this tournament day because I was simply not there. Looking back on this June tournament. So what kind of lake conditions did you guys run into when you showed up that day? And everybody talk at once. It'd be all right.
So I pre-fished, but I pre-fished the West Arm, which is why I personally love to fish. And it's, if I remember correctly, it was like mid-80 water temp and dead calm the day before. A little bit of overcast, a little bit of mist, rain in the pre-fish. And I went out there and had a really good pre-fish. But then the day of the tournament, the weather kind of changed a little bit, and it got really sunny and pretty hot. And it was also dead calm on the wind. There was not a whole lot of wind going on.
Did that bring in any storms at all that day?
During the tournament, no, not until the evening. I think it stormed later in the evening, but we were long gone by then.
So you guys had like the sort of the anglers don't want bluebird skies and sunny conditions.
Most definitely bluebird skies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe good for the suntan, but it's usually not best for the fishing. So what did you have to change that morning when you saw that you're going to have a little different conditions?
I made a bold decision. I made a really bold decision and decided to make a 4.5 mile pedal to start the morning. so because I found really good fish in pre-fish. I think in pre-fish I had 5/18 inches, which is 90 inches. That's a hell of a nice day anytime you go out. So I was pretty confident I could do that again, and I went to where I was planning on starting. It was not the same. The day before, I was catching them all on a popper. I caught a ton of fish on a popper the day before. I had a ball. Me and Jonathan Kessler were out there, and I bet we caught close to 40 fish between the two of us. We tore them up pretty good.
Wow.
I had a heck of a time with that popper. I was just beating them up. And the tournament day, I went out there, and my fish weren't there at all. It was pretty terrible. I didn't catch a single fish on a popper, and I ended up throwing a Nico rig and catching a couple on the Nico rig, and then made a couple random casts with a chatterbait and picked up 2 fish, and then lost a big one, and then caught 3 more right after that. And that was about my day right there. It wasn't too interesting. I got lucky and caught a handful of big fish, and that's about all I had.
Nice. So what about you, Larry? Did you have to make any big changes from what you thought you was going to have to do that morning?
I didn't pre-fish. I kind of just showed up. But no, kind of the plan was, I knew we were launching at that north ramp, and I wanted to make my way down south. So that's kind of where I had most of my luck. I was kind of worried about the wind because I knew it wasn't supposed to be much wind. We've launched down at the other ramp before. I went out on the main lake, and it was so windy. It's probably last year. So windy, it was like unfishable. So I was kind of worried about that, but no wind never came. I basically just made my way down, I fished on the way down. I can go straight down and have some success going down. So everything
Nice.
kind of worked out the way I wanted it to, as far as catching good ones.
Okay. Very nice. Dalton, I know you have a unique approach to pre-fishing. You don't do it, right?
Yeah, I don't pre-fish at all. I am against pre-fishing. Like, I have bad luck with pre-fishing. I've pre-fished a
So
couple tournaments and I've placed bad in those tournaments. So I'm just like, all right, never pre-fishing again.
I think you should be pre-fishing every time. It'd be a whole lot better for the rest of us.
I'm good.
I heard that.
yeah. So that morning, did you show up at Sangchris that morning, fresh
Yes,
on the
sir.
water? You haven't been there since the last tournament, or?
Yep. I knew the West Arm
So
was
what
gonna
goes
be
into
good,
your
so
mind?
I was gonna go with Darren, and we were making our way north, and we looked at our standings, and someone already caught a 17 or an 18. I don't remember who it was or what it was. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, maybe I just need to stay north. I don't want to pedal all that way there and catch nothing, which that's what Darren did until later in the day.
You didn't leave
So
fish
I
to
just
find
stayed
fish.
north. Yeah. So I just stayed north. I think it was northwest. There's a pocket up there that I stayed in.
How active were the fish in those conditions? Were you able to use some aggressive baits, or was it a finesse type presentations?
Most of my big fish were on chatterbait. I caught one or two. That was on a Cinco, but that was it.
Now, Larry, you do a really good job with the plastics, right? So you're kind of known as a great Cinco guy. So how did
Yeah.
that work?
Actually, I tied it on. Well, it was already tied on, but
Yeah.
I just basically I seen how the water was, and a lot of that the pigtails and a lot of that grass was kind of sticking up. It looked good, and I seen there's a lot of it, and I kind of just slowly fished my way down south, and I caught big ones on the way down. Once I got down there, I ended up catching my limit, but yeah, yeah, I just kept catching big ones. I was just around them. Put a lot of water. I think I kind of lost focus at the end a little bit, but I think it's because it's so hot out there. Though it's very hot. Yeah, the Cinco did well for me. I caught all my fish on the board on the Cinco. I did catch a couple on the creature bait, and I caught one early on the buzz bait. But everything pretty much is on that Cinco Texas rig, weightless, with the spinning rod. 8-pound test too.
Ooh.
8-pound test.
And the 8-pound test, was it fluoro, mono, or braid, or?
It's floral, a red label.
Okay. Have you ever used the 8-pound braid? I bought some the other day, kind of off on the impulse. There's pretty interesting stuff. I haven't fished it yet, but man, it's.
I have experimented with the braid. It doesn't sink kind of like the way I want it, but if you're fishing shallow, it doesn't really matter. I noticed too. But yeah, the pressure's starting to get bad, so tying that stuff is. See, I'm on readers right now. But yeah, tying leaders on it with the braid. I like to do the leaders and want to do braid too sometimes. Kind of a pain in the butt, so I was just like straight 8-pound floral.
Very nice. Completely weightless.
Completely weightless.
That takes a lot of patience, guy.
Yeah, I kind of fish it more of if let it sink. If I get bit, if it ain't nothing touched, I'm right back out of there, flipping to the next spot. So I kind of power fish it. I don't really, unless I'm fishing it a little deeper. But yeah, it was pretty much all shallow. All shallow.
So did anybody have any luck deeper, or was it everybody pretty much targeting the shallow bite?
Everything I found out deep was all tiny, less than 14 inches and under. A couple 15s
Really?
out there, but I had 2 or 3 points where I caught fish pre-fishing, and I went and checked them, and I had fish there, and they were all 14, 15 inches, and I was catching them pretty good. I was live scoping them. Everybody can hate on me for that, but it didn't win me the tournaments. I was catching like 14s, 15s.
Yeah, that's a shocker.
I didn't want to waste my time with them, so I went down to my other spots, and I just got lucky, honestly. In fact, so what happened is I was going down the grass bank, and I threw a chatterbait down the grass bank, and I reeled like 3 times, and all morning long there's carp spawning up shallow or eating up shallow. So there were carp everywhere up shallow. So I went to reel the chatterbait, and I got about 2 lines in just the hardest thump you can feel. So I was 100% dead certain I had a carp on, because it just felt like I snagged a carp, because I've done it a ton of times just accidentally. And I was reeling, and it just stopped it, and it ran straight to the deep water, and it just kept going and going and going. I seriously think I had this fish on for over a minute, and I was getting frustrated because I hadn't caught fish in a while. Bite was dead, and I basically just grabbed my handle and just started winching on it, and I got it I got it about 15 feet from the boat, and it jumped, and it was well over 20-inch largemouth, and I was not happy at all, because looking back at it, if I would have caught that fish, I probably could have won this one. But I'm not happy at all with myself on that one, because it was way bigger than I was expecting. And then I go past that fish. I go down the bank. I miss another fish, and then I catch an 18, and I catch a 19 just back to back. That cove for some reason was just on fire for some reason. But no, that's basically how my day went. Caught that, or lost that one, and then caught two nice ones, and that was it.
I like that third place sticker on your kayak.
That's 3 of them in a row. It's really starting to hurt. That's 3 third places: Coffeen, Otter, and then Sangchris.
I was just perusing through the tournament results. It looks like there's just only a few 20-inch fish caught. The only ones I'm seeing right now is one from Zach Geis at 20. Let's see, where was that? 20 and a quarter is what he had. Congratulations, Zach. That's awesome. And then, of course, our winner for the day, Alton, you had one at 21 and a half. Tell us a story about that.
I was really mad before I caught that fish. So I'm coming on this point. I casted it on this point. My line blew up into a tree. I reeled it. I haven't caught anything for a couple of hours. I'm like, all right, nothing's going to hit it. Probably an 18 came up, hit it halfway up the tree. It flopped off, and my line hit the water. I'm like, of course. So I was frustrated about that. Then I saw this, I don't know, it's like a man-made structure with a pipe with like a disc on top. I don't know if it's for like birds to nest or something. And I saw it, I casted at it, reeling in, and all I felt was just slack. And I'm like, all right, this is a good one. Set it.
It's coming at you?
Yeah, it was coming at me. Set the hook. Probably fought it for about 30 seconds. Got in the net. I was real excited about that. I'm like, all right, that's the tournament. I win, basically.
Very nice.
Big fish.
And I was messing around with trying to bring this picture up to share with everybody on that nice fish. What was it? What kind of bait did you catch him on again?
Chatterbait.
Good old chatterbait. Okay.
It weighed 6 pounds, 15 ounces.
Nice.
It's a real one.
Well, we had the biologist that's the responsible for that lake on last year, and he told us that those fish were there. There's some beautiful fish there.
There was another guy earlier in the morning that caught a 21 and a quarter, if I believe. So I was really pushing for that 21 and a half.
Yeah.
I knew I had to get that.
Yeah, man.
I think it was one of the Arth brothers, either Wes or Jacob, I believe. They fish with us in the KBT series also.
Yeah, I knew if I got that 21 and a quarter, I would have been not get big bass since he caught it first.
That's close. That is real close. Yeah, Jacob Off had 21 and a quarter inch fish. Man, what a monster that thing is. Yeah, let me see if I can bring that one up. Yeah, there it is. Nice, very nice. So there's definitely some good fish in there.
To me, it seemed like the bigger fish, so like the anything I would say 19 plus, were super random. Like I think all the big fish that were caught were mostly on chatterbait, but they were nobody caught them on the exact same stuff. Most people caught them off wood, but then I lost a giant off a grass line. I think Jonathan Kessler lost a couple really big ones off wood. Dalton said he caught his out basically on a pole in the middle of the water column. So when fish get that big, I feel like they just do the most random things once they get that big in a lake. You just kind of have to luck into them at that point.
All my big fish were around something. One was by brush, the pole, the grass, and the reeds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the other one was by brush too. Like there was no pattern for the big fish at all.
They're like some sort of structure, but you couldn't say what one thing it was or anything at all.
Like that big one, it was on a pole. There wasn't many poles out there I could fish.
When you say pole, you mean like a fence post or just a tree?
No, it's like I would say
probably like a wood
5-inch
box.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's probably, you're right. It's probably a box for
I'll try to find one
ducks.
online. I'll send it in the group chat.
Yeah. So you gotta look for the pole bite, right?
Yeah.
Dalton, so this is you're on a streak here now. Am I correct? Let me look at the tournament results from the last tournament. Prior to this one, didn't you also have a big fish check to cash?
Yeah, that was Otter.
Okay, yeah, that was Otter. So you also won that one, didn't you not?
Yep.
Seeing a pattern going on here.
And Darren got third. I like that pattern still.
That was the only pattern to be had at these last couple tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just getting lucky.
Well, I don't know. I think lucky is doing it once. That's lucky. Being consistent, the Angler of the Year award, you're toting around. That's far from luck. So I'm going to put kind of Darren and Larry on the spot for a second. You guys are looking at the success that Dalton's been having lately, and I know that you guys pay attention because you're students of tournaments. What do you think, Darren or Larry, either one of you, what do you think Dalton's doing that maybe part of his secret for success here?
Fish basket.
No.
Fish basket? Is that what you just said?
No.
Admitting that? I can't believe that. That's neat.
Yeah. I
Easy
think that's a
DQ
confession.
right
I'm going to call our tournament director right now. So what do you think, guys? What's he doing that's different?
Couldn't tell you. I see him throughout the day sometimes, and I have no idea what he's doing, but obviously it's working. I think he sits on I think he kind of fishes out at one. I ain't gonna say one spot, but he breaks down areas. Must be breaking down areas really good. Because I don't see him covering a ton of water, but that's just what I've seen. I think he's good at fishing particular spots and points and stuff like that. High percentage areas, I would say.
That's a pretty good observation, though. What do you think, Darren?
Well, so if you look back at all these tournaments that have been won throughout the past, I've been in the club for 5 years now. So I think 4 years ago, Reese won back-to-back tournaments. Then 3 years ago or so, Kessler won back-to-back tournaments. And I won back-to-back tournaments. Susie won back-to-back tournaments last year. Dalton's won back-to-back tournaments. I think it has a lot to do with confidence. He's fishing confident. I mean, he's going out there and he's putting his bait where it needs to be to catch big fish. And once he hooks them, he's not losing them. I mean, it's pretty plain and simple. I mean, to me, getting in the top 10 takes a lot of skill, right? Especially with our club right now. I mean, we have an incredible group of guys and gal. They go out there and fish. And to be able to get in the top 10 takes a lot of skill. But to be able to put yourself around the giant fish, I think it has a lot more to do with luck and confidence than anything. Because if you look at all these totals, I mean, I think it was one other guy had 90 inches. I had like 90 and a half. Larry had 91.
Mm-hmm.
If any one of us put up one more 20-inch fish, we would have won it. So it's all luck to find one more giant, but it's skill to be able to put yourself around those fish to put you in the position to be able to win it with one fish.
Totally.
Especially
yeah,
tournament after tournament.
Yeah.
Tournament after tournament is really difficult to do.
Yeah, the top 8 here were all above 80 inches. So the top 8 were all above 80 inches.
So just playing around with scores here, if you take, say, the 7th place person and replace their bottom fish with a 21-inch fish, what does that put them at? That adds 6-7 inches to somebody's total. I mean, it's a lot of skill to put yourself in that top 10, but you just basically have to get lucky to find that one giant fish to put you all above everybody else, especially in our region where we don't have a ton of giant fish around here. Physically, we see less than 10, 20-inch fish in the tournament. It's very rare we see more than 10. So being able to put yourself around those fish is difficult already. So it's basically luck. Once you hook one, don't lose it. I mean, it's going to cost you.
Yeah, almost.
Don't cast near a tree.
Yeah.
No, cast near a tree?
Yeah. Don't cast near a tree or in a tree.
Well, what do you think, Dalton? Are they warm? What do you think you've been so successful lately?
I think the confidence at my level right now, but honestly, my confidence is kind of low at Cedar because I kind of pre-fish it, but it's like a couple of weeks ago, and I got a lot of 14 to 16-inch range. I didn't get one above 16. I'm worried about him. He's my only competition for Angler of the Year.
Yeah. So looking forward, right? So we have to go back to Cedar here very soon. That is a tough thing just because it's such a good fishery, but there's also a lot of guys in our club that are really good there.
Yeah.
If I get top 5 at Cedar and Darren doesn't get first, I think I'm pretty set for Angler of the Year because I don't think he's going to do good at Pyramid. Newton, it's a throw up, basically.
What if I told you I've been free fishing for Pyramid and I may or may not have found something?
May or may not.
What? Pintail? Or Goldeneye? Or Super?
No, I may or may not have found a lake where I put up 220s the other day, but we're not gonna go back there until tournament day.
Fine, I'll just go to my other lake too.
And catch your 17s. We'll see how that goes for you.
Now the pyramid is going to be interesting, right? I mean, is that the first time you guys have done a tournament there?
Yeah, so to anybody that's never been to Pyramid State Park is a really, really cool place. So think of Banner Marsh, but instead of all the little connections everywhere, every lake is separate. So to go to this lake, you have to launch at this lake. To go to this lake, you have to launch here. You can't just go in between like you can at Banner. But it's set up very, very similar. Lots of strip pits. There's one or two ponds that are much, much larger. I think Super Lake's like 300 acres. They're all just 15 to 30 acre lakes. I mean, it's a whole lot of fun to fish there. Personally, I hate fishing there because I don't like that style of fishing. But I'm excited for that one just to see what people put up there because it's such a wild card compared to our normal lakes that we fish.
Banner's better, in my opinion.
Yeah, Banner's a little
place.
far north for the Southern Illinois crew. Every time they have a event there, it's can be difficult to draw people that far north. And Pyramid's not that far south, so it's a pretty good. I'm really interested to see what happens there. Besides, Dalton, you've obviously fished there. Darren has. Larry, have you ever fished Pyramid?
No, I've never been there. I figured it was like Banner's Marsh.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to try to get out there before that event because I don't do well at these strip pits like the Peabody. I catch one or two every time I go, but yeah,
It's
I don't
tough.
do well at the strip pits. So I bet it is.
It's any strip pit just because the way the lake sets up. They don't set up like a natural lake. I mean,
Exactly.
you have to change your mindset when you're fishing them. You can't fish them like a natural body of water. I say natural. I mean, they're not natural. They're still dammed, but a natural style fishing. It's totally different. There's a lot of rock. There's a lot of garbage. I call it garbage grass. It's terrible stuff. It's hard to fish because there's a lot of slime in it. It's hard to fish because it's hard to pull a bait through. I mean, you really gotta. Honestly, you have to spend 2 days down there pre-fishing just to know where to go, especially that vast of an area. I mean, there's a ton of little lakes there.
Mm-hmm.
You look online. I think there's like 30 lakes or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've looked at satellites.
Is it super deep or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you fishing at, Darren?
Strip pits are like up to 50, 60, 70 feet deep. I mean, the one I was on the other day went up to 55. So, but that thermocline tells you everything. Wherever that thermocline is, find it and don't fish below it. There's no fish below it. So.
Okay.
Hey, Darren, what lake out there has rocks in it?
Every single one of them.
Which one?
Have you ever fished a strip pit? Every single strip pit's just rocks on the edge.
Yeah, there you go.
Not the strip pits I'm fishing.
You're fishing the wrong ones there, buddy.
He's trying to say he's got a spot.
Not, because I fished the other day. I had 96.
Ooh.
I caught 2 fish the storm rolled in, so both of them were over 20.
Well, we'll never know what your top.
We'll know.
We will know coming up. We'll know who's got it figured out.
It's going to be fun no matter what.
Yo, absolutely. You got to have a good time. Speaking of having fun, so I know that Darren and Dalton, you guys have been doing some team events over this summer. Talk to us a little bit about, first of all, what's the team that you guys are on?
So our team name is the Lady and the Tramps. It's part of the KBT, the Kayak Bass Team Series. So we're in the North Division. It's kind of, divisions are set up a little weird, but we're in the North Division. So our division has a team from Southern-ish Illinois. I think it's me, Dalton, Susie, and Dustin, and then Kessler filled in once, and I think Kevin Cox might fill in. And then there's a team up by like Chicago area, and then there's a team out of Bloomington, and then the other team is out of Michigan. And we're trying to build this up to where there's more teams, but it's kind of hard to because it's hard to draw people when the payout's not great. But it's a whole lot of fun. So our first tournament of the year was on Banner Marsh, and we had an absolute ball on Banner. I mean, Dalton had 2 or 3 20-inch fish. I had my best 10 fish was 108 and some change. Just incredible days of fishing. And then so we won that tournament. And then our next tournament was on Lake St. Clair, Michigan. So we drove up to Lake St. Clair, stayed in Detroit, and we got to go fishing on that for smallmouth. I struggled severely. I could not catch fish there. I was hurting real bad. The wind was beating me up, and we had a pretty decent idea on how to catch largemouth, but we didn't drive 9-10 hours to catch largemouth. We drove that far to catch smallmouth. So we stayed out deep, and we tried catching smallmouth, and we caught them pretty good. Actually, Susie got on them. The only one of us 3 without live scope, or us 4 without live scope, is the one that caught them all.
That says something, man.
Live scope doesn't mean everything, but our last tournament was on Clinton Lake, right there next to Jared, and I hate that lake with a passion. I'm not going to lie about it. That lake is terrible.
It's a just lake for the kayakers.
The water was 93 degrees, I think, 90-something. Just incredibly hot. Where you're at. I couldn't believe it, and I struggled. And then the speedboaters were everywhere. I was getting beat up. I was frustrated. It was just tough. And then our next tournament is at the end of August. and that's going to be our home lake as the Lady and the Tramp's home lake, and that's on Coffeen. So we'll be there in the end of August. And then September, we're going to have a mutual meeting lake. And that one is somewhere in, I think, southern Michigan. Don't quote me on that, but somewhere in that region. And it's a super cool tournament series. If you basically all you need is 4 to 6 people on your team, and it's I think buy-in for a team is like $2,000, but that $2,000 covers you for the whole year. It's
Everybody
really
on
it's
the
a
team.
super everybody on the team. It's super that's not per that's per team for the team is that. And it's super cool. I mean, you go out there and you're fishing against people that you would have never even met if you didn't fish this series. And it's a whole lot of fun having our anglers versus their anglers on their body of water, our body of water. And when you beat a team on their home body of water, we beat the Michigan team on a smallmouth lake, and we beat them catching smallmouth, not catching largemouth. We were very excited about that.
Kind of like Fletcher's last year.
Fletcher's, oh my goodness, I love that lake. That was so much fun.
I need to go back.
I want to go back. I might be going back in August.
Was that
was
another
Crossroads.
team event?
Crossroads last year was at
That was
Fletcher's
Crossroads.
Pond,
That's
northern
right,
Michigan,
yeah.
and that was
Okay.
phenomenal. Amazing fishery.
Nice.
Where are they going this year, you know?
Michigan has it somewhere. They haven't. I don't think they've announced it yet. But if, as of now, I'll probably, the way the standings are looking, I'll probably make the team. But I probably 99% chance I will not be going to Crossroads. So my spot will be X-Need. All I'm trying to do is keep Dalton from winning AOY right now.
Well, you contributing to teams are failing right now. So
I had one good
you might be
tournament
doing
at
us a
Banner.
favor.
So you looking through this forward, we're at kind of height of the summer right now. So looking forward to the next couple of months. Is there any one specific event that you're more excited about than anything else that you're going to go to?
Cedar's the best.
I'm actually excited about that. I'm excited about that event we have after this Cedar event. Or was it 20
Newton?
best against the KPT or whatever?
Yeah, KBT versus.
That sounds pretty cool,
Sick.
actually, to me. But Newton,
Yeah.
too, though. I kind of miss Newton.
Dalton, what are you looking forward to most of the rest of the season, so to speak?
Honestly, pyramid.
Besides beating Darren,
I'm ready to pyramid just to see what other people catch and what
Yeah.
lakes they're at. Because there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna pick a lake and realize the lake is crap, and it's gonna be halfway through the day, and they're gonna be like, "Well, I don't know, should I pick up, waste the time backing up, and go to a different lake, or do I just stay here and just fish it out?"
yeah.
Basically, if you don't have any knowledge, it's basically just throw a dart on a map at that point.
I really do hope somebody goes to
You're going to have to
Super
be
Lake
flexible.
and catches smallmouth. I want somebody to go catch smallmouth for a SIKC tournament. That would be so cool to see. Because they stock smallmouth in there. And there's
It's
some
my
really
understanding
nice
that there's
smallmouth.
never been a smallmouth. That there's
Not in the
never
SIKC
been a
tournament.
smallmouth bass scored in a SIKC tournament.
Not yet.
Yeah, that would be neat.
There will be a first, though. I
Not
hope.
yet.
Super Lake has some nice ones, too. I've heard of people catching 4 to 5 pound smallmouth out of there. Very nice smallmouth. But
I'm gonna fish.
I've never been on Super.
I'm gonna fish
so
Super Saturday.
I might go fish it one of these days. But I won't be at that 20 versus 20 event. I won't be there. I have my brother's wedding in Tennessee to go to. So that'll be the first Southern Illinois Kayak Club event I've missed since I've been in the club. It's pretty upsetting.
You
Yeah,
need
your
to
brother
Which
obviously
one?
didn't consult you first, did he?
You talking about the Newton one?
No, the one at Coffeen, the team, or not the team, the KBT. Or
What they
KBL
call it?
versus
They're calling the
SIKC.
secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was announced. It was Coffeen. It was announced. I don't know if anybody saw that. It was on Facebook.
Yeah.
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 It was announced.
I hope it was announced anyway. Otherwise, whoops.
No,
We're
it
gonna have
was.
to cut
Oh,
that
it
out,
was
Jared.
announced,
We're gonna have to cut that out.
Yeah, we don't want to upset our tournament director. So we're going to do the top 20 anglers from KBT, Kayak Bass. There's a KBL, I'm sorry.
KBL, yes sir.
Kayak Bass League against the top 20 from Southern Illinois Kayak Club. So that should be really, really cool. Who you think's going to come on top?
I'm biased. SIKC's gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what
Let's
I'm at.
see.
I would hope y'all would say that.
I like coffee, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
a
we
good
got
lake.
Larry. Larry's gonna catch all of them.
You gonna be there, Dalton?
I haven't decided yet.
Oh, you better go. Somebody's gotta go. Show the
Fine.
KBL
If I
people how to
go,
catch fish.
Then you're
Can't go
going.
represent.
I physically can't. I have to be at my brother's wedding, so I can't miss that.
I
They have
mean,
FaceTime for that kind of thing.
yeah.
So when he first told me the date,
If you want, I hook
told
you up
me-
with this platform.
he told me the date and stuff, and I told him I said, well, I'll be at your next one, but not this one.
What are you gonna do at the wedding, Darren?
I'll be there. It's my brother. What do you mean?
No, I didn't know if you're gonna be up there standing with him or not.
No, I'm not much of a stand-up guy.
Like, you're going to
Then
be
you're
one of the
fine.
groomsmen?
Yeah, FaceTime's perfectly fine.
You could have a chair sitting there with the phone on it, and you could have your face there.
Yeah.
While I'm fishing.
With a rod in your hand?
Yeah, you could put it on mute. You don't want to be inconsiderate.
Yeah.
I mean, you did it to the podcast.
Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, well, guys, thanks for sharing a lot of the information about this tournament. I know it's been a few weeks since that one happened, but I always think it's important to have a little after action discussion. Now, I'm getting ready to do an interview. I wanted to get your guys' input on this. So I'm going to be interviewing some folks that are organizing the Bass Angler Sportsman Society new chapter in Illinois. So doing that interview actually tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if we'll come out before or after this one, but basically you're looking at a nationwide tournament series, and you can qualify through this new series, which is going to be based just in Illinois. What do you think?
Wow, that sounds cool. More tournaments.
Yeah.
I wish there was
Who's
one
gonna
every
run
weekend.
You wish what?
Every weekend, I wish we had a tournament. That way I didn't have to work weekends. I'm tired of working on weekends.
Hey, Larry, I think you asked who was going to be running. I know I'm interviewing Mike Hussar tomorrow morning, along with somebody we're real familiar with, Susie Roloff. So I was understanding Susie's going to be involved as well as Mike. I talked to Mike briefly on the phone to set up the interview. Sounds pretty promising. Actually, well, you know what? Watch the episode.
I heard that.
There's some pretty exciting stuff that I think is going to come down the pipe that I think will strengthen the existing clubs probably.
So you said there's something about a nationwide, a new series coming in with that?
Well, it's not so much a new series. You know, Bass Angler Sportsman Society started their kayak division, what was it, 4 years ago maybe?
BASS.
First year, I think they kind of, BASS.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of struggled a little bit, but I think
that next year.
I think the consensus, everybody that I listen to online and everything pretty much acknowledges with the demise of the Hobie tournaments and KBF kind of circling the drain or reinventing themselves, that definitely BASS or Bass is the premier tournament series, in the nation now. So it sounds like they're drawing a lot of people. They're having good tournaments. Definitely they're the big dog right now nationwide. And it's and I'll find out more tomorrow, but it's my understanding that every state can have their own Bass Nation. Yeah. So it sounds like that's going to take off.
That would be awesome.
Awesome. I can take more people's money. Get third place in some more
Listen to you.
Yeah, third places. Yeah, you need to stay there.
That's awesome.
You could throw in like a 10th place in there too if you want.
No.
A lot.
I need to throw more green stickers on my kayak. Also, I didn't tell you, Jared. So our tournament there at Sangchris, I pedaled all the way down the west arm, past the west arm boat ramp. So I did like 4.5 miles just to start, and I got to, I think I was roughly 6 miles from the boat ramp at one point. So I did a full round trip all the way pedaling around, was 14.5 miles in one day. That's my most I've ever done
in one day.
Pedaling.
Yeah,
so
Lord. And a hot day.
After that, I may or may not have a motor for my kayak sitting in the garage right now. I'm just waiting on on the numbers. So
you just waiting on what?
On that.
The Illinois permit thing. So I put in for
as long as you already applied for it.
Still waiting.
Well, as long as you applied for it, you got the paperwork. You're good.
You can use it without
I got the 401.
Yeah, as long as you keep that paperwork with you that you've already applied and sent in your money, you can use that as a temporary permit.
Did not know that.
Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that.
Course,
I could have used that. I could have used that at Clinton. Dang, darn it!
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'll be using that.
That wasn't going to help you either way.
You guys are going to see me zoom.
So what kind of motor? What kind of motor are you going to go with?
So I bought Alex's was it NK 180 Pro. So it's a new.
Told me about it.
Oh yeah, I'll be going pretty quick. He said he could go like 5 mile an hour nonstop, so I should be able to do that pretty easy. I'm excited about it, but I'm not going to be fishing with it all the time, so I'll have it on the kayak. I'll go from point A to point B and then pedal around and fish. So it's not like I'm fishing with it all day.
Yeah.
But I'm not like Jared. I'm not
That's
lazy.
pretty exciting.
For
Yeah.
me,
I actually feel really lazy at the end of the day, except for when it's like 95 degrees out and I would have had to pedal, 15 miles. Just like you said, I don't feel bad at all then.
I was hurting so bad on that ride home. And the next morning I woke up, I couldn't hardly get out of bed to go to work. I was hurting. That's a long, long
I
pedal.
bet. Well, and I
yeah,
know, isn't that what you have on the back of your boat, Larry?
but he's got the pro. He's got the newer ones, a little bit more. It's got like .4 more fast, mile an hour faster. I went and fished Truman Lake with Moyak 2 weeks ago with Alex, and he kind of told me that he had sold you the motor,
yeah.
so I already had knew. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna be flying around.
It's going to be flying around.
This might be a
You're gonna-
problem.
Curly hair is going to be blowing in the wind.
I guarantee you, next year, once you get on it, you're gonna be out there probably without your pedals. You're gonna realize that this thing can take me anywhere I need to go. But the pedals, though, I honestly agree. On the pedals, you will have more control. Like
Okay.
especially in that windy stuff, you'll have more control with them. Like if I had pedals in my kayak, I would feel more comfortable in some of that heavier wind. But yeah,
I'm
you're gonna have
excited.
fun with it though. Yeah.
Especially for like
I'm just
lakes
gonna
like
say-
Cedar, where it's so far to get to like one point to another. Cedar's so skinny. It's a long ways from one
Yeah.
point to another. So
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
going real fast.
Most definitely. You're gonna enjoy it.
So, Larry,
I'm just gonna say-
I know you said
Go ahead.
that's worked out good for you, Larry. So I've always been curious about those motors since you're not really steering much, right?
I'm using foot control steering.
Okay, so
I steer with my feet.
you're moving the whole motor to steer with.
Yeah, just the foot pegs. I basically broke the lock off of it that kept it in place, and now they're free swimming. So I steer with my feet, and my paddle doesn't come off the side of the kayak. It stays there the whole time. I'm literally on the motor 100% of the time, unless I'm going to the bank or something. And sometimes I don't even use it for that. But yeah, I'm literally on the motor 100% of the time. And when I come off the water after sometimes driving as much as 4 or 5 miles, riding 4 or 5 miles, I'm still with 65% of battery, 60%. I think the furthest I've ever been down is probably around 48%, I believe.
Wow.
So
What
under
size battery
50%.
do you have?
After a full day.
50 amp hour. I got
Okay,
two
that's
of them.
what.
now.
Yeah.
I got the
Right.
12-volt versions where run them in series. So just because they make the 24-volt system.
Yep. I got the 24 volt 50 amps.
Yeah, he's telling me. Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
This could be a dangerous thing to get here. I mean, my problem is, so when I switched from a paddle kayak to a pedal kayak, I had a little bit of a struggle there because I was fishing too fast. I wonder if I'm going to go through the same learning curve here where I'm fishing too fast and I have the ability to now go from one point to another point like that instead of having to pedal over there. I wonder if I'm going to go through that learning curve. I'm going to have to put it in my head to not do that.
I went through the same thing. I was paddling. I threw the motor on, and I was fishing too fast. But I think just because you acknowledge it, you notice that you've had that problem before. I think you'll be all right. You know what I mean? Just obviously you can cover more water, but just like, oh, let me fish this a little longer, or you know what I mean? Because I cover a lot of water. I'm not gonna lie, but you gotta most definitely sometimes slow down for sure. You just gotta be.
I see you zooming around like you're on a jet ski out there during tournaments. You're zooming, doing donuts out there and stuff. It's the craziest thing I've done.
Yeah. I don't care how big the lake is. At some point in the day, Larry's going to buy me this way, and then he's going to go buy me this way. Yeah. I know that. You're always covering water, man. And you always beat me, so you're doing something right.
I'll cover the cove, and if I go up to the right side, if I don't get a bite on that right side, I'm pretty spotty on the other side. I might cast 2 or 3 times and nothing. I'm out of there. I'm not hanging around fishing.
I'm gonna be happy that I beat Darren. I'm gonna beat Darren with live scope, and I beat Darren with live scope and a motor. I'm ready for that motor. Just to say that I beat Darren with live scope and a motor.
But you haven't beat him with a motor yet.
No,
with you because you're pedaling, right? So
yeah,
you're human powered. So that's going to be the next tournament. We'll have to.
If you look at history, so when Reese won 2 tournaments, he kind of slumped off on his third one. When Kessler won 2 tournaments, he slumped off on his third one. Susie won 2 tournaments, she slumped off on hers Whenever I won 2 tournaments, I won 3 in a row, actually. So I don't think Dalton's got it in him. He's probably going to slump off. He's going to be
So
below
you
top
broke
10
it.
here in this next tournament.
So you
No, that was 3 years
That's
ago.
too funny.
I'm just better.
yeah, it's going for every.
Built different. We'll see how that goes for you. I hope
And
you
how
do
many
win
members
another one,
were?
'cause that's awesome.
How many members were in 3 years ago?
Oh yeah. So my scores too. This is to the betterment of the club. My scores every year are almost identical, completely across the board. I've never had below 88 or 87, I think, at Sangchris. I've never had above 90 until this year. And this year I broke 90. I won Sangchris 2 years ago with 89 and 3/4. And then Cedar, I've won it with 92, I've won it with 95, I won it with 100. So every year, every lake we go to gets so much better. And I don't know if the fish are actually growing or if we're just that much better fishermen. Because, I mean, you look at Coffeen. Coffeen's definitely getting better as a lake. But this year we had, what, 7 people above like 90 inches? Just incredible scores.
Yeah.
That we would have never...
Darren,
we would have never
worried me a lot.
Bombed out there.
At freaking Sangchris, when you got, like, he just kept listing it off, and I hear in the 90s, and you're still up there, and all I see is you smiling at me.
I'm 100% sure if I would have caught that fish that jumped off, I 100% would have beat you. It was well over 21. It was a giant fish. I'm very upset about that one because I 100% had you beat. I just didn't put it in the boat.
Well, we'll never. Well,
there's not too many times I'm like, oh, that was a big one. I wonder how big it was. This one, I'm literally 100% sure. That would have been like a at least 3-inch coal for me. I would have been like 94. I mean, I'm very upset about that one, but can't change it. Just don't do it again. So we'll see how Cedar goes.
You sure you two are not related? Because you fight like relatives.
It makes it fun. That's the best part about showing up to a tournament is seeing how Dalton did and then seeing if I can beat him.
Yeah.
Otter, you should have beat me at Otter.
Otter was terrible. That was a tough one. I'm gonna go back there. I'm gonna go back there and figure out the bite. I had 88 inches in pre-fish. I had a heck of a day pre-fishing.
And that is why you don't pre-fish.
I just the bite died. I mean the fish were not there that were there. They just gone.
Fish the moment, right? Not yesterday.
Jeez.
Do you guys know how to catch catfish? Because I'm not good at this. This is terrible. I've tried catching catfish for this month-long tournament, and it's not going good. I was on Carlisle Lake, and I caught 4 buffalo and 3 drum trying to catfish.
Gosh.
Are you using artificial?
So I've tried. So I put up 3 catfish so far. All 3 catfish I've caught were on a crappie jig. I fished now for 2 days on Carlisle Lake with cut shad and worms, and haven't caught a fish haven't caught a catfish.
Wow.
So I might just have to start throwing the crappie jig some more because that's all I can catch catfish on, evidently.
So you got to fish you got to fish out of the kayak, I think.
But you have to be in the kayak for this tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, I was
that's
gonna say the spillway, but that's not safe probably.
At Clinton Lake, I caught like a 25-pound blue cat. I caught a really big blue cat.
Did you really?
A hump where the buoys are for the intake are supposed to be. There's a hump out there, and I sat on that hump with a Ned rig, and I was jigging it. I saw this mark coming up. It's like, that is a monster. Hooked it, and as soon as I hooked, I was like, I know what that is. And it took me
right in front of the plant?
Yep, right in front of the plant. There's a big hump out there.
Yeah.
It comes up to 14 feet. There was a bunch of fish on it, but they weren't bass.
Stripers, yeah.
That probably.
Apparently catfish.
Yeah, big catfish.
Sounds like you need to make a run at Clinton.
It's catch catfish pretty good at Peabody.
Oh, yeah. Peabody, they're a nuisance. There's so many of them.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot.
I think at Clinton, between Dustin, me, and Kessler, I don't know if Dalton caught any, but I think we had like 6 or 7 catfish caught. We tore up the catfish.
I only caught one.
Yeah, I catch a lot of catfish and bass fishing here.
Yeah, they were on the brush piles hard, but I'm not driving 3 hours for a catfish.
I got a big flathead on Cedar a couple of years ago.
Really?
Flathead on Cedar a couple of years ago. Yeah, probably about an 18-pounder.
Wow.
It was just disgusting looking. I didn't really want to handle them much, but kind of just took the pliers and ripped the hook out. Didn't bring it to the boat.
Reese caught one.
He's big
here on a local city lake, and he was crappie fishing on a crappie jig, and he hooked it, and he called me, and he says, "Hey, listen to this," and he puts his phone next to the reel, and you just hear it screaming because it's a crappie rod. And 43 minutes later, he finally put in his kayak, and it was 37 pounds. on a crappie rod.
Wow, that's impressive.
Whoa, that's a real big one.
Yeah,
That's a fish right there.
impressive.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Oh,
My
yeah.
biggest one is about 26.
That blue cat's the biggest catfish I've ever caught. The one there at Clinton Lake whenever I was up there.
Really?
Oh yeah, that was a hoss. That was a hoss. That was a big one.
Yeah, there's
That's
been an
a big
argument
cat.
whether or not there's even blue cats in this lake, but people have been catching them. So I don't.
I mean,
Not sure if they
I'm
stock them or what, but
100% sure. 100% sure it was a blue cat.
Interesting. But to delete that because all the catfish are going to be headed this way. They already hit this lake pretty hard. So
That lake's terrible
Really
anyway.
hard.
Don't let them have it.
yeah, let them have it. I tell you what, the local bass clubs pull some fish out of there, man. I'm telling you, they do a good job
They're
at it.
better than me,
Yeah, they can have that lake.
guys. Terrible.
All right, guys, we're running right at an hour here, so I want to kind of wrap things up a little bit. Congratulations to all three of you, and I'm sure that we're going to have – I just can't wait to the next one to see if Dalton without a motor beats the new Darren with a motor.
I really hope I do.
We'll see. We might just have to have a grudge match episode to talk about who won and who lost between the two of you in that next event. So congratulations to everybody. Larry, great job. And
Appreciate it.
I'm sure you guys will be back on soon. So if you're watching this to the end here, hang on. We've got a couple more episodes will be rolling out. We had a little delay in production, but we're going to ramp things up here over the next couple of months. So thanks for joining us, everybody.